Hey guys, it's BW and we're back outside the garage. I brought the sheet metal we got from Spring Carlisle yesterday around back. I'm getting ready to unbox it. I figured I'd bring you guys in, show you what's going on, and do another quick walk of the car, because we have discovered a few things on this that are going to have to get addressed, and a little bit of change in plans just because of the material we're able to get. I apologize for any wind noise. It's a little windy today, but it's gorgeous out. The weather's clearing up, so we're going to be able to jump back on this Nova in short order. All right, I like mixing it up. I like working on my 55 and then jumping back on my Nova. All right, so, well, Kim's Nova rather. So let's start off. We got the quarter panel, and I'll finish unboxing it later and show it to you guys. They said without sale, but there was a sale in the box, and that's this piece right here. I don't think we need it on this side. On the other side, there's some problems with the sale, so we'll have to look at that together in a minute. The first thing I wanted to do is show you, because at first sight you look at this quarter and you're like, wow, PW, that doesn't look terrible, other than that homemade made out of putty bump out they got there. But that's a story for another day. But if you look inside, you're like, man, that quarter doesn't look bad going through there, until you come over and you open the door. All right, and I'll show you the problems, and they're pretty self-evident. I'm going to try to anyway. The bottom of the pillar is really shot, so we got to get that, okay? And the inside quarter on this side is in pretty decent shape, except for the little L here, this little L. So we could make that after we get the new quarter on. So I wanted to show you what's going on with this quarter on this side. You can see there's been a reproduction piece. But so as soon as you see that, you're like, okay, so this car was hit or rusted out on this side, and the repair that was made I don't like. If you look way up in there, I don't know if you can see, but I'm gonna put my finger right where I got my finger running along there. There's an overlap, and I'll explain it from the outside. And it's the same thing inside here off to the side. All right, so what they did, I'll bring you back out of the car and show you. So what they did was they left the old quarter about this far down, and then they shoved the new piece up underneath and put tacks, and then filled it with Bondo. All right, and I figure it goes back through here and ends here, and it's just magnet won't even stick to it, guys. It's so rather than fool with it, we're just going to put the new quarter on and be done with it. All right, it'll be a lot easier in the long run, and it'll be done right. Okay, so that's what we got going with that. Now, I was able to find the trunk pan yesterday. The drop ins on both sides, and I'll show you those, they're not terrible. There's going to have to be some patchwork. All right, right here is the only spot on this side, so we'll make a patch right here. And the pan obviously is really bad and needs replaced, we know that, but the drop in also on this side isn't terrible. Right here, it's going to need a big patch. Everywhere else, it's really solid all the way up through there. But the pan, if I pulled all this stuff back off, or you guys can go back to the past video and look, the pan is just shot. Now this little hump on the inside of the crossover, I guess you could call it, I don't know, it's kind of shoddy too, but I'll have to make a piece there. No big deal. All right, we'll do this job together. I figure I want to do the passenger side floor this week coming up, and we'll jump right into this trunk pan together. Get all the floor work done first, right? And then we can at least put this passenger side quarter on. I'm really excited about that. We also got a new trunk lid. I'm going to unbox that and then show that to you guys too. The one inside there, I'm just going to put red oxide paint on it, and I'll see if I could trade it or sell it at an upcoming swap meet or something, you know, trade with somebody that doesn't have anything. It's not a terrible lid, it's just not what we wanted. Now, if this wasn't so bad, I would just fix it, but I'm going to look for a quarter. I mean, I need the inside jam of the pillar too, right here. All right, and there, I mean, there's a big hole right there. They got it tacked to the inside rocker. You're supposed to tack it from the inside, not on the outside like that. So we're gonna have to replace that as well. The inside quarter at the bottom of this driver's side is just shot. All right, and they don't make them for Nova. You can get this whole panel, but it's almost $500, and it's like, I can't justify spending that much money for the bottom 4 inches. I bought this patch panel for a Gen 1 Camaro because they don't make them for the Nova. You have to buy the whole panel, and I'm just not doing it. So I bought this from Jegs. It was 90 bucks. But it's like 2 inches too short. If I was to pull it back out of this bag, it's not going to, but it's like from where it needs to be in the front, then it comes up this short in the back. The cutout and everything like that, or all the perforations in it are different, but I don't care. The only perforation I care about is the window winder. We don't need to worry about that. So rather than stress over it, Kim said she'll return this for me and cancel the other side, and because it was on back order, and I'll just have to try to make something here. No big deal. It's not, I mean, we'll just get a piece of sheet metal, and I'll make a pattern, and we'll do a fitsy job on it, you know what I mean? We'll get it. All right, but that's what we're gonna do here. You guys can see like the light rust in here. Water was getting in here. I got to figure out exactly where it's coming from. I mean, the fact that the trunk was open and maybe it just the wind blew it this way, I'm hoping that's the only thing. I know I got a slight leak up here at the front, and I think that has to do with that patch I showed you on the roof a while ago. So I got to get this floor cleaned and treated, so I want to hurry up. I think this week I'm just going to go ahead and just tear into that side, get it done, and then I can paint this whole thing with Pour 15. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to jump on this and get that done. Now, the sail on this side has got problems. I might just make a couple patches. You can see I just pushed that in about 10 minutes ago. I was looking at it where it's bubbling. So we'll sand the paint off, take a real good look at it, and fix it down the road here. And we also have to do this, but I'm waiting on this only because I think once I get the floors done and I get the quarter on and I want to go to tackle this, I think I'm going to have to fix the channel of the windshield. So I'm probably going to have to call Steve over here to remove the windshield for me so that I can, you know, fix the channel. And I'm going to just have to, you know, plastic it until it's done. You know, it'll probably take me a couple days, and then I'll have to have them back to put the windshield back in. But it's definitely got a little drip at the windshield right here, and I think it has to do with this shoddy repair right here. I mean, that's just straight filler. I think that there was a couple rust holes here, and I don't think that they properly patched it. I think they just put filler plastic over it. So I got to dig it all out and see what we got, but that's down the road. All right, so we got to replace this quarter too. I'm going to just continue looking for one. We'll eventually find one. J&W said they're going to try to help me out. They'll look and see. But for right now, I mean, everybody's got skins, and nobody's got the whole kit and caboodle. And we need the pillars. All right, so let me get this stuff unboxed. All right, and then I'll bring you guys back in and we'll take a look at the parts real quick, and that'll be that. I was just, you know, visualizing what I wanted to do with this quarter panel. All right, so I just kind of set it on there. It's like it's a 1.25 inches back this way, and it would have to go down about 2 inches. I just have it laying on top of the trunk so I could kind of like visualize where I'd want to cut it. I put the window down. I was trying to decide, you know, I'll probably keep all this and just drop it in there. We'll see. You know, I'm no expert. I've only ever done 2 quarters in my life, and it was on that beast right there. So we'll daydream about this while we're fixing the floor. All right, and then I went back here and I just kind of set the pan inside the trunk for right now, just so I can get a visual on what we want to do. You know, I bring it back down here a little bit, and you can see where we're going to have to make a patch here and a patch there. But I feel like what I want to do is put the pan in first, right? Because I also have to fab up this hump piece, which isn't going to be too bad. I'll just have to figure out how I want to do it. I'll have to get like a piece of 4-inch pipe and some sheet metal and just kind of bang it around or something like that until I can get that shape. But we'll be able to fix it. We're going to do it. And I got one little patch I got to do right here behind these wires. No big deal. I'm pretty happy with that. That pan's going to go a long way to getting this backside done. All right, and then we'll be out of the floors. Once we're out of the floors, we're going to go right into the quarter. In the meantime, I'm going to take this trunk lid in the shop, scuff it up. Look at this, right out of the box. That actually has rises in it, brand new. It's rusted. So I'm going to scuff that, treat it with anti-rust treatment. Then I'm going to just scuff the whole thing, and I'm going to roll on that epoxy primer so that you know, we can protect this thing, you know, and then I just can't have it rotting out. It costs 280 bucks. We just got it. All right, I'm gonna get some of that red oxide I think I was telling you for the old one, and I'll take that to a swap meet. It's probably better for somebody that doesn't have anything, you know, but we'll see. I have to start looking for a fender too, at least on this side. I think I showed you guys this before, but this is up about a ½ inch. Like it was crinkled in, and you can see how the seam don't match up. It's like a ½ inch short because it's pushed in. You know, the seams are perfect. This side lines up perfectly. Everything's perfect. It's definitely this fender. Now, if I have to fix it, I think I'll cut it along there and pull this forward, and we may be able to fix it. You know, this sheet metal is hard to come by, so we're gonna do what we have to do. All right, I don't know, we'll get it. You know, like I said, I'll have to figure out how I want to fix this sail. We'll figure out what we want to do. I don't think I'm going to use the sail that came with the quarter panel on this side. I don't think I need to. There's nothing wrong with it. So, you know, we're only going to cut out what we have to cut out on this thing. But that's what I got right now. So look for me to do that work on the Nova during the week. All right, when I get off of work, I'll come out and I'll cut a little bit, weld a little bit, just like I did the passenger side. It's like the only reason I stopped is it got really cold and the weather got really crappy. It rained for like a month straight. But the weather, as you can see, is clearing up, and as it does, you're going to see more and more content on the Nova mixed in with the 55. I'm going to be jumping back on the 55. I've been working on finishing up the roll bar. I want to get that painted, put the firewall in the back, and that way I can wrap the line, and then we're going to start wiring. That's going to be fun. All right, so I'm going to go in and edit out what I got. I apologize again for any of the wind noise. I'll try to edit as much of that out as I can. Until then, take care, everybody.